It's another one of them days. What is that? Monday. Yes, it's another one of them Mondays. Hold on. We got to do the taste test. You know what I'm saying? Every time we start off, we got to go ahead and see what it's like. Cause you already know the batch of coffee I bought last time just wasn't that good. But I figured we might as well, mix it around a little bit. Get comfortable with the chemistry set. See what we can do with it. So today, it's not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good actually. I actually like it. Tasting pretty good. Now, oh, we got Jeremy in the building. We got Mara. Hello, hello. Everything's going quite well. I'm very busy, but everything is going quite well. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like, this is like the part of the wintertime. I mean, some people just hate the winter all the way around. And I know, oh, we got Fritz in the building. Hello. And I know, like people who live in places like Southern California or, maybe the Southwest, wherever it may be, where the winters typically aren't really that cold. Some people just hate the cold, but man, this is a time of the winter where you really start to look forward to the spring. You really start to look forward to the summertime because you, it's not even that you can't do anything when it's cold outside like this. You don't really want to. Be dark outside at like 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like four o'clock come rolling around. It's just dark. It's super cold. So you definitely, it's a lot easier to, be depressed when it's like this. You definitely got to have a little bit of extra oomph to you, a little bit of extra something, motivation, inspiration, whatever it may be, to help you get through the winter months. And definitely, especially when it's like this and you're having money problems, it can just be rough. But let's see. We almost there. We still got a little bit of the cold left, but we getting there. Hold on. Who else we got? Okay, you said y'all getting soaked in Southern California. Oh, we got brother Alonzo. We got Monk without a cause. We got Twin Dragon. Yes, yes, indeed. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta remind yourself, like, oh well, it's the winter time. Maybe that's a bit that's why I'm dragging a little bit. That's why I may be just feeling a little bit slow. Sometimes you gotta remind yourself it's just the cold weather, it's just the shorter days. So oh Jeremy, you say you going to the gym. Well, at least when you in the gym, you moving around and stuff like that too. But yeah, just generally speaking, I'm definitely looking forward to the longer days, to the sunshine, and you know, to the summertime. I'm looking forward to it. But then it'll be blazing hot. So it's always something. It's always something. That's why you got to be grateful. That's why you got to live one day at a time and try not to overcomplicate things because it's always going to be something. You feel me? If it ain't this, it's that. If it ain't one thing, it's another. The coffee's good today. The coffee is quite good. So, yes, indeed, as we know, Ron DeSantis dropped out, which is not surprising. And we talked about this quite a while ago. Just, after a while, I mean, what's the point, it's not even after a while it's not always even like how much can a man take or how much can a woman take. Sometimes it's just, I mean, what's really the point? Like you're clearly not going anywhere. Nikki Haley is, she's really not in a great position to just take it from Trump in the nomination. So, he went and dropped out. And honestly, there's really not that much commentary to give um in terms of Ron DeSantis's campaign because very early on there was an anticipation for him to do really well and kind of take it from Trump, but that anticipation was more of a desire from the right wing, from people who wanted to replace Trump. It was more of a desire than a reality. And we got to see that Ron DeSantis's campaign was not ran good whatsoever. He just really doesn't have the juice or whatever it is that you want to call it to do this thing well. And so down and down and down his campaign went to the point that Donald Trump stopped attacking him. I mean, Donald Trump used to talk about, meatball this, meatball that, pudding fingers. He still calls him DeSantis. And then, of course, the hilarious thing is that Ron DeSantis endorsed Donald Trump, which, again, it's all of it's for naught. Like, none of these people should have even ran. You feel me? I mean, it can't really be said for sure that if that anybody really ever could have taken out Donald Trump in this particular nomination. But, I mean, what was the point of these people even really actually being a part of the primary? Um, Especially you look at Chris Sununu, the governor of New Hampshire, with who backed Nikki Haley, and he's like, "Oh, Wesley Powers, what's going on? What's it like up there in Michigan? That's probably colder in Michigan than it is here where I'm at." But what was I saying? Oh yeah, like Chris Sununu, like he's endorsed Nikki Haley, but I'm still gonna vote for Donald Trump, because it's just it's been over. But yeah, so we got that. And we got Nancy Mace also backing Donald Trump. So let's check that out. Let's go ahead and check that out. We got Nancy Mace backing Donald Trump. Boom. Here we go. Nancy Mace survived a challenge from a Trump backed opponent with Nikki Haley's help, but now she's endorsing Trump. Yeah, you got to go where the tides are going. Got to go in the direction of the tides. Rep. Nancy Mace endorsed former President Donald Trump in the Republican presidential primary on Monday, despite the fact that his lone remaining opponent, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, helped her prevail against a Trump-backed primary opponent back in 2022. Sorry, I'm pretty much over my cold, but my nose is still just a little bit funky. You feel me? So, um, I may have to blow my nose here and there, but I may not. We'll see. Mace was highly critical of Trump in the wake of the January 6th Capitol riot, declaring, quote, "I believe we need to hold the president accountable. I hold him accountable for the events that transpired for the attack on our Capitol, but nevertheless voted against impeaching him for his role in inspiring the riot." Excuse me. As punishment, Trump endorsed Katie Arrington's primary challenge against Mace, while calling Mace an absolutely terrible candidate, crazy and a terrible person. Haley, on the other hand, helped Mace beat back the primary challenge. So this is an example of her helping out. They're standing together, you feel me? But she says, skirt. Nancy Mace is a fighter who stands up to Biden's reckless spending, punches back against lawless lockdowns and mandates, and is strong on border security. That's why I'm proud to endorse my Congresswoman Nancy Mace for reelection. But she turned around and she said, skirt, fuck all that. She said, fuck all that. All right, now. But yeah, no, like we were talking about last week. I mean, this particular one presidential election aside, the entire Republican apparatus is about Donald Trump, a single person, and that's just not good for them politically. It just isn't. In a sense that, like when you look on the other side, in terms of opportunity for the future, so you like break it up into like, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30-year blocks. Like on as long as we have this two-party system and until the Republican Party can make their apparatus at least about, more about the culture wars again than it is about Donald Trump, which will probably happen after the election, however it turns out. The thing is on the Democratic side, we could, you can run anybody. You can run anybody can gain notoriety and anybody can gain a following, and anybody can have an impact running on things like healthcare, running on things like public education, running on things like protecting abortion rights, which we'll look at it here and there with some things I got pulled up. But on the Republican side, it's just Trump, 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 which again, just reinforces the authoritarianism and shrinks the possibility of the future. Even though there's people here and there that obviously are still going to buy it. It's like y'all really ain't talking about nothing except Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald. Like that's it. That's it. Again, whereas on the other side, there's still so many doors open for running on this policy, running on that policy, like running for specific purposes. Like I'm running to help lower rent prices, like stuff like that. You feel me? Like what Republican is really going to run on something like that now? Like all these motherfuckers is talking about is like, oh, that two-tier justice system, everything, nothing's fair, everything's against us. and they're just going more and more into that bullshit. Like again, which will just make it such that if they want to get anything done, they just gonna have to take it because I mean, you can't win with that shit democratically, and that's why they haven't been winning with it democratically. But you know, like these motherfuckers really ain't talking about nothing. Oh, we got Sigourney in the building. Making sure I ain't missing nobody. But yeah. So eh, but I mean, whatever. There's really not much to be said about it. I mean, again, it's the primary race is done. It's pretty much over. So um, you know, hold on. Let's see. Mace joins a long list of Republicans who have hopped back on the Trump train. Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Tim Scott, which we'll look at in a sec. Oh no, we looked at that the other day. He's like, sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like I was like, oh God, oh Tim. But hey, that's what he's gonna do. He was like Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder. Like, damn, bro, you look like you cosplaying a black man right now. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, bro, what are you doing? You sound like you in a Medea movie. Like, but whatever. But yes, betrayal in the ranks, but not really because it's all about Donald Trump. Oh, we got the meatballs. Oh, we got the meatballs, and meatball is finished. You feel me? We got Meatball Man, he's done. We got betrayal in the sisterhood. You feel me? She was like, nah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and get behind the man who's gonna take it all. You feel me? But again, it's just that's why I continue to encourage people to not get too sucked. I mean, not that we're gonna get sucked into the presidential race, but there's so much more happening in American politics than Donald Trump and Joe Biden. I mean, there just is. Um, it's again, especially considering the fact that like the Republican Party, especially, and again, like after the election, no matter how it turns out, like they'll almost certainly move a little bit away from Trump and go back into the culture war stuff. Not that they've left the culture war stuff, but right now it's just Trump, 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 Trump. Like, Jesus. All right, let's see. All right. Um. All right. Now let's see where we at now. Hold on. What question got asked about what about JR? I'm not sure. I don't know if any. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with him. If there is anything going on with him, I don't know. Um. Let's see. I have to text him and see what's up, but no, I'm not sure. Oh, we got Aaron in the building. Okay. Yeah. Now, see, now this is this is ambition. This is ambition right here. I don't really know what she was planning on doing with all of this, but this right here is ambition. California woman arrested for stealing $2,500 worth of Stanley Cups. I mean, damn, like she about to go on a super camping vacation. I mean, I'm trying to think about what you would need all of these Stanley Cups for logically to resell them, I guess. You feel me? I mean, because Stanley Cups aren't cheap cups and they're pretty good. I mean, they're not like, I guess she was going to resell them. She got a big market, a soccer mom market for Stanley Cups. You feel me? People who go on summer vacations with their family in the minivans with the baby seats in the back type of shit. I see what she was thinking. I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. I'm trying to empathize with her right now. Maybe that was it. You know what I'm saying? Soccer mom vacation type of haul, type of supply and demand. Maybe she's a kleptomaniac. I don't know. California woman. Okay, we just read that. Aside from Cat Williams, the Stanley Tumbler Cups have dominated 2024. People have stolen these cups and fought for these cups. Where the Stanley is concerned, people have no shame in how they wind up with their hands on one. One woman actually ended up behind bars because she decided to steal in order to get her Stanley. That's why I said she didn't want one; she wanted them all. She wanted them all. However, she got tired of getting made fun of. She was not eligible to sit at the cool kids table, and she wasn't having that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? She just was not having that shit no more. Oh yeah, I thought that the Stanley Cup thing was like, um, I thought the Stanley Cup was some hockey shit as well. So you're not the only one. You're definitely not the only one who thought that that was a hockey thing. I thought it was a hockey thing too. Until I was like, oh, this must be a hell of a cup, because people didn't had cups for quite some time. We've been using cups for a long time. It's not a novel concept. So it must be a hell of a fucking cup. I need to get a damn Stanley Cup. If this woman is willing to risk her freedom, her reputation, and in many ways her life, it's not, I mean, because like she could lose her job, she could lose friends, she could lose all types of stuff over this. That must be a hell of a cup. I need one of these. Okay, so in this situation, it's obvious what's going on. Clearly, it's obvious what's going on. She saw an opportunity to make some money off the Stanley. Well, that's what we was thinking when we first started this story. Some type of soccer mom rotation. You feel me? Like, it's springtime's coming up. The kids is getting ready to be playing softball and t-ball and soccer and all that shit. Well, I don't know when soccer season starts, but whatever the kids is playing and shit when it warms up, she was about to be ready. She was about to have everything ready. She was like, bro, that is a lot. That's a lot of cups. That is a lot of cups. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. My birthday is coming up. It is Wednesday, the 31st. Wednesday, the 31st, which what is that, next Wednesday or something? Yeah, I think that would be next Wednesday. Yes, my birthday is next Wednesday. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give me I'm gonna have to go ahead and give me a Stanley Cup, man. Because I feel like a loser for not having one. If this woman is, again, if she's willing to do all this shit for one of these cups, then I gotta get one. But I have a strong feeling that if I spend my money on this, it's just gonna end up being another cup. But it's, hey, yeah, exactly. And sometimes that's important though. You feel me? Sometimes you need a picker upper like that. You feel me? Sometimes you just need a bit of an ego boost like that. So just want to go out in public with your Stanley Cup. Go to one of these community softball games. Wear that motherfucker around your neck like Flavor Flav. You'll be all right. Oh, hold on. What is this? Okay, hold on. We got. Hey, yeah. Oh, well, you got. See, I just need a flask. That's why I just need me a flask. I just need me a flask. That's all it is. I need some type of flask. It don't got to be name brand. It just got to be useful like that. Fox anchor Brett Baer bluntly asked Trump if Senator Tim Scott is on the list to be his VP. Hey, y'all remember when Biden brought why the hell am I blanking on it? Gracious. Maybe I'm just tired. God damn it. And I'm using my phone to stream, so I can't just take it out. What is oh, whatever. Yo, I'm so mad right now that I'm blanking on this. Hold All right, Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams' name was like totally blanking on my mind. It's Monday. Give me a break. Give me a break, y'all. It's Monday, okay? We here. But listen, Stacey, y'all remember speaking of this, y'all remember when Biden brought Stacey Abrams on? I can't remember what station it was to ask, like, is Stacey Abrams gonna be your VP? And she was mad, like she was ready for him to say yeah. And he was like, I don't know. I don't know, bro. We'll find out. He brought her on there for no damn reason. But you already know, man. I mean, Donald. First and foremost, honestly, Tim Scott, politically speaking, really is not he's not a good VP pick. He just really isn't. But even outside of that, Donald Trump would never pick someone like Tim Scott because he doesn't look like he's out of casting. He doesn't look like he's out of the A-list casting, Hollywood casting. That's how he goes about things. That's how he does shit. First and foremost, that's how he does things. He wouldn't do it that way. Tim Scott doesn't have enough charisma.
It's not you.
And he's black, so that there's that as well. He's black, so that's kind of a problem in the Republican Party, ultimately.
You were out and got to have a little chat with former President Trump. We want to play a little bit of what you talked about, many issues, but this is about the Veep stakes.
You said in our town hall that you had an idea, or you might have already decided about your VP pick. When do you think you're going to make that?
Well, it's never really had that much of an effect on an election, which is an amazing thing. Both election and primary, it's never really had much of an effect. I may or may not release something over the next couple of months. There's no rush to that. It won't have any impact at all. The person that I think I like is a very good person, pretty standard. I think people won't be that surprised. But I would say there's probably a 25% chance it would be that person.
Is Senator Tim Scott on the list now?
No, he's a great guy. He endorsed me.
I mean, Mike Pence is a rather unphenomenal guy. I mean, but he was key to getting that evangelical vote. So that came in handy. I mean, Trump is just fucking weird. You never know what he's gonna do. He may pick somebody who looks and acts and has the charisma like they're straight out of Hollywood casting. But then it won't be long before he's mad because too many people are paying attention to you instead of him. So, I mean, you just never know with him.
There's an example. Nikki comes from South Carolina. Tim Scott is from South Carolina. But if you look, the governor, great governor, another senator, Lindsey, we happen to like Lindsey. But Henry McMaster knows.
Definitely won't be Lindsey Graham.
Very well. He endorsed me. It's very hard for a governor to endorse somebody when you have, Henry McMaster.
I mean, man, Trump is in the middle of literally, Trump is spiraling in so many ways. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up picking some crazy, loud, wild lunatic motherfucker. You feel me? Again, I don't know. I have no clue. I have no idea because he's in the middle of so much crap. And essentially, I mean, bro, Donald Trump's entire campaign for him personally, it's about him staying out of prison. That's what this whole thing is about. It's him trying to delay everything so he can win re-election and then pardon himself and then do whatever the hell else he wants to do. He'll do. But that's all this shit is about. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if, I mean, God, who knows what the fuck he's gonna do.
Sure, was the lieutenant governor under her, and he endorsed me. Almost everybody in South Carolina has endorsed me. What does that tell you?
Hold on, we got Mike Nice. Mike Nice, good to have. We got Mike Nice. We got Soul Life. K. Ron Hay. What's going on? How's everybody doing?
So you ask about the vice presidential, and then we get into the critique of one of the current rivals.
Yeah, we went through a lot of things actually in this interview, and we'll be putting out a lot today. But in that VP thing, he did say in our town hall that he had come to a conclusion. He knew who it was, and maybe at some later point he'd tell us who it was. That, he said, there's a 25% chance, but that's a good person who he's thinking about. I think his thought process overall, Shannon, was that he feels like he's in a good place. This rally here was really well attended, was really packed. He likes that, thinks it's a poll in and of itself. And
he thinks it's a poll in and of itself. He likes that. Donald Trump likes it. It's so hilarious how everybody who just mindlessly backs him constantly acknowledges, yeah, he's a bit of a fucking idiot. He's he's a bit of a lunatic, you know. He doesn't really know what's going on. He causes a lot of problems, chaos everywhere he goes, but you know, still my guy. All right, now speaking of what's her name? Oh, Jesse, thank you so much. We got Jesse. Welcome to the Hero Squad. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And Aaron, thank you so much for gifting the membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all. So I don't know. I don't care about this. But again, man, Donald Trump ain't picking no damn Tim Scott, bruh. He really wants to. Tim Scott got engaged, and doubters think he did it for Trump. Oh, so he really wants to be the vice president. All right, go over there and stand over there. They on some random ass beach and it's cold as hell. On some cold ass beach. I don't know nothing about their relationship, and I'm not going to comment on it. But man, come on, bro. You really think Donald Trump is going to pick this guy? Get the fuck out of here. But again, I mean, and nobody knows. Nobody knows what the hell he's gonna do, man. Nobody knows. Okay, so apparently, apparently there were a bunch of fake Biden robocalls calling people in New Hampshire, telling them not to go vote. This is Joe Biden. Don't vote, goddammit. Stay your ass at home. Don't go vote for Donald Trump. He's trying to steal democracy away from America. Come on, man. I want to hear this voice. I want to hear it. Ah, damn, no, I'm not finna pay for this right now. I ain't hating on you, but I'm not gonna do it at the moment. I want to hear what these robocalls sound like. I'm Joe Biden. Don't go vote for Donald Trump. Matter of fact, don't go vote at all. Uh. Right, exactly. That's what they were saying about Tim Scott. They said she not really, but again, who knows, man? Because so many of these guys are just like they're just like corruption robots. Like that's all they are. They're just machines whose sole purpose is to just be a cog in the corruption machine of the United States political system. It's what these motherfuckers do. You know what I'm saying? That's why they all be on that crazy shit. All right, let's see what's up. What should we do now? Oh, let's look at this. More strikes. More strikes. And we got to keep on supporting more strikes. Strikes work. And we are in the perfect season for it, you know, because while they're touting stuff like, oh, the jobs numbers and the stock market highs and you know, like bunch of jobs that don't pay you nothing. Can't nobody afford their rent, stuff like that. So we're going to continue to see strikes because that will help to address those areas of concern. Faculty strike aims to shut down 23 campus California State University. Damn. Boy, that cat boy. I didn't know that. That is a huge college. God damn, 23 campus. The 5-day walkout is the largest by faculty in the U.S. A strike by the faculty union at California State University disrupted classes Monday at the largest system of higher education in the U.S. I guess, god damn, 23 campuses? The latest effort by academic workers to leverage the power of organized labor to push for higher wages and benefits. Yes, California is a huge place. It is that indeed. All right, let's see. The 5-day walkout started as a majority of students at CSU's 23 campuses returned for the first day of the semester. Professors who are seeking a 12% raise canceled classes in droves and marched picket lines, some in heavy rain. We're hoping that this is a moment of visibility, of showing how committed we are, how much we need that 12% sorry, 12% raise. Emily Bukowski, a CSU Sacramento geography lecturer and union leader, told Politico. The union represents about 29,000 professors. Woo! Library, man, that's a lot of people. In terms of just like, man, unions are powerful. Unions are powerful. I mean, obviously, again, that's why they are historically fought against so hard and so vigorously by the managerial corporate class. But I mean, that's powerful. To just have like a bunch, like just huge chunks and portions of the workforce united. That's That in and of itself says everything. Okay, so professors, librarians, and other staff making its strike the largest by faculty in U.S. history. A December 2022 walkout at the University of California's sister system of higher education included student workers and researchers and was nearly twice the size. This is also the first time the California Faculty Association has staged a system-wide strike since its founding in 1983. It follows rolling strikes at 4 campuses last month and stalled negotiations with CSU. Mm-mm. All right. Back to the strike. Where we at? It says this is also the first time the California Faculty Association has staged a system-wide strike since its founding in 1983. University has already provided a pay increase of 5% in a contract that ends this year. In addition to the 12% raise, the union wants increased parental leave and more gender-neutral bathrooms and lactation rooms. The two sides haven't had a bargaining session since January 9th, and no further negotiations are scheduled. Quote, CSU management wants to maintain the status quo, which is not working for the vast majority of our faculty, students, and staff, CFA Vice President of Racial and Social Justice, Chris Cox, said in a statement, quote, in order for us to leave a properly functioning system in years to come, in order for us to have a properly functioning system in years to come, we need to improve the working conditions for faculty and learning conditions for students. All right, so we're gonna keep our eyes on this for sure and for certain. Mm. All right, cool, nice. But yeah, no. Um, I mean, last year, there were a lot of strikes last year that bore fruit, and we're gonna see more of that this year, especially given that we're in the middle of a presidential election. I mean, we're still again, like, especially as it warms up, because like I said, right now everybody's in their homes freezing and work freezing. Like, this is this is the season of hibernation for most people and things in the country. So as it warms up, people are gonna be outside, people are gonna be making more noise. We're gonna have more strikes, we're gonna have more of everything, because during presidential elections, and man, the American presidential election it's so long, it's so unnecessarily long. I mean, it is what it is, but like, it really, because at the end of the day, only like 4 to 6 months of the election are actually like genuine competition. Everything else is just like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit of a sprinkle here. You feel me? And then like once you get like real close, that's when it's like, ah. So, but yeah, we're gonna definitely continue to see a lot of worker solidarity. And we need to see it. Oh, Fritz is out of here. Hold on, what we got? Oh, Fritzy, you have a wonderful rest. I forgot. I forgot that we started late afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us, Fritzy. Always a pleasure to have you. And whatever you cooked for the children today, I'm sure is wonderful. And now that I'm thinking about your cooking, I'm quite hungry. So you have a fantastic rest of the day. But be it no, we will continue to stand behind the workers. What should we do now? Okay, damn it. Okay, it's trying to get me to do a subscription, but I don't really want to do it on this. A Chinese man who chain smoked his way through a marathon was disqualified for smoking on the course. Like, what? Hey, that's impressive. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but like, Jesus, are you kidding me, bro? Like, I mean, bro, a marathon, bro, I don't care who you are. Nobody can just up and run that far. You have to train hard for that shit. You got to train long for that. You have to get your body really ready to run for what, 27, basically 27 miles, 26 point some, whatever. That's a lot of running. Like even the fastest runners, that take them like a few hours to do. Like, bruh, this dude. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. I had to bring this up on the other thing because it's like, huh? This dude is in. This dude been in. I mean, to be able to do that, he must like just constantly train for this. That's fucking crazy. Exactly. He does. I mean, he got to get something for that, right? I mean, look, listen, just completing a marathon right now. I'm in great shape, but I can't run no goddamn marathon right now. Please, please. Oh my god, this motherfucker did that shit. Chain smoking, man. It would take me, and I'm bigger too. So like, but it would take me months to get in that kind of shape. Look at him. He taking a selfie. He like, yeah, bitch, I'm here. That's what I do. Everybody else stretching. He like, I'm chain smoking. I'm about to smoke you motherfuckers. Literally. A 52, and he's 52. A 52-year-old athlete identified in media reports as Uncle Chin. That is literally perfect. That is literally perfect like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the perfect name for him, too. Uncle Chin, who chain smoked his way through an entire marathon. Bro, he was smoking for hours while he was running. Has been retroactively disqualified after race organizers determined his actions breached rules governing uncivilized behavior. The cigarette enthusiast, he's a cigarette enthusiast, completed the CMN, I don't know how to say that, CMN marathon on January 7th in a very respectable time frame, 3 hours and 33 minutes. That's why I said, bro, like, bro, like the most in shape people, that's gonna take you hours to do. And even if you have the wind for it, that breaks your body down. Like, bro, like after that much running, your legs hurt. Like, not your muscles, your bones hurt. You feel me? Like your joints hurt. Everything is just hurt. Like your body's like, fuck you, stop. And my man's was chain smoking tobacco. His feat was made all the more remarkable after video footage from the race showed Chin puffing on cigarettes as he navigated the 26.2-mile course en route to place 574th out of more than 1,500 competitors. However, the images, which quickly went viral online, appeared to have led to Chin's downfall and subsequent disqualification last week. I mean, what was the point of, honestly, what is the point? What's the point of him doing that if he's not going to capture it on camera? I mean, that's like one of them things like pictures or it didn't happen, video or it didn't happen. Like, what is the point of doing something like that at all if you don't record it and take pictures? But you know what? I don't recommend it for health purposes, but he's still a hero to me. And we need to get this. We need to get him a better medal. Whatever medal that the first place person got, we got to get him some type of just crazy iced out, just big ass pack of Marlboro cigarette, keep just chain, whatever it is, whatever if he smoked Camel, I don't know what it is, whatever it is that he smokes, we're gonna get it iced out and we're gonna throw it around a chain, and it's gonna be the coolest shit ever. We're gonna get DJ Khaled to get it made for him. That's what we gonna do. And this is the rule. These are the rules. Uncivilized behavior from runners, such as open defecation. Well, that's a good rule to have there. Smoking or trampling on flower beds or green spaces that affect the race and the safety of other runners will result in disqualification. The rule was implemented last year by the Chinese Athletics Association as part of an effort to help promote healthy competition in Chinese society and to discourage smoking during athletic activities. Man, that's how you know. Listen. That's how you know people smoke cigarettes like a motherfucker over there to discourage it during athletic activities. Like, god damn. Like, just save it for when you're on the public transport and when you're on the airplanes. I don't know what their public rules is for that, but it's just funny to think, man, y'all smoke a whole lot of cigarettes for you to be like, hey, just when you're running a marathon, well, let's not have you do that, okay? When you in the middle of a boxing match, when you go to your corner after the 3 minutes is up, you go down, they just hand you a fucking stick. You smoking and puffing on that tobacco. Hey, but you know what? China has thousands of years of history of strength and winning, and they so goddamn what's up that they can finish it. I can't even complete my sentence. I'm in awe. I'm completely blown away. You know? Yeah. Give it to him. Right. Cig of weed. He gonna need the cig of weed. The vape things are like very hot. It's like the vapes are Mike Boy, it's like it's strong flavor and it's hot. And it's like, I'm not a fan personally. I prefer to choke out of the bong. That's what I prefer to choke out of. You feel me? I don't like choking from that. I like choking from this instead. Chin, who has earned the nickname Smoking Brother, awesome, has previously garnered attention due to his tobacco habit, with photos of him smoking during the Guangzhou Marathon also appearing online. He competed that race in a time of 3 hours and 35 minutes. And I think this last one was 3 hours and 33 minutes? Yeah, 3 hours. Oh, look at that. 333. That's a lucky number, too. Lucky number 2. You feel me? 333. They got to give him, man, they can't do that to him, man. We got to get this dude back on. I don't know how we going to do that, but we got to figure it out. A year later, the chain-smoking Chen completed the Xiamen race, this time in 3 hours and 32 minutes. Bizarrely, it was noted in local reports in China that Uncle Chen only smokes during marathons and keeps away from tobacco out of competition. Yeah, I mean, look, he said it'd be too easy. It'd be too easy for me. I'm just trying to even the playing field, basically. That's all he is trying to do. He just trying to even the playing field. Uncle Chen is a sport. He's a good sport. I wish him well. And he fly too. I mean, look at him. He's smooth. He a smooth cat. You can't even lie. Cause I can't lie. I just told you I can't run no marathon right now. Man, I would have to train for that. Go ahead, brother. No hate from me. You get no hate from me on that. Well, let's go ahead and check this out. Trump gets one last dig. Trump gets one last dig in at Ron DeSantis after former rival drops out and endorses him. Hey, because why not? Of course. You say you under my boot anyway. I might as well step on you.
Ron DeSantis, you supported him to be governor in Florida. You tell the story about how you thought that in return he should have supported you. It's a loyalty thing for you. Anyway, he decided to run, but now he's getting out of the race. Yeah. My question to you is there a moment where y'all can come back together? Because y'all really were friends before. Is that possible?
Well, I endorsed him. I didn't know him as well as you might think, but I did endorse him, and I had some fun with it because I watched somebody who was not in the race, and all of a sudden he was.
He just be doing this for no reason. And we so used to it. I had some fun with it, you know. Yo, he is shitting on this man.
in the race, and then he did a good job as governor. So I was happy with that. But I was disappointed when they asked him whether or not he'd run, and he said, I have no comment. Because to me, when you say no comment, that means you're running. And we took it, I think I took it quite seriously. And it doesn't matter now because he got out.
Donald, I hate to inform you, but black people are not about to vote for no goddamn Donald Trump. That shit. But if black people will sit their asses at home before they vote for Donald Trump, that shit ain't happening.
So that's water under the bridge now between
Totally.
you
As far as I'm concerned, look, he endorsed me. You know, he endorsed me, and we have policies very similar. Actually, I think those people will all come to me.
Is there a possibility, since you say it's water under the bridge, he can be vice president or serve in your cabinet? He hasn't asked for any of those positions,
No, he
I don't
hasn't.
think yet.
No, he
but is there a possible of the joining of forces?
Well, it's probably unlikely, but you know, I have to be honest. Everything's a possibility, but I think it's highly unlikely. I have a lot of great people.
Which again highlights the exchange that me and Donald just had highlights Biden's issue. People staying at home, but bro, people aren't gonna change in droves. Oh, I'm gonna sign up and go vote, bro. No, MAGA will vote for Trump. Biden's issue is people staying at home, but bro, no, that's not happening. Black people who normally vote Democrat aren't gonna vote for Donald Trump. Like that's not happening. They'll sit their asses at home, but no.
And I have great people that have been with me right from the beginning.
What is your message to someone that would have voted for Ron DeSantis or supported them? What do you tell them now that he's endorsed you?
Well, I think it just it sort of magnifies, if I can say that, because he and I had look, I want strong borders. He wanted strong borders. I want low taxes. I gave you the largest tax cut in history. Nobody ever, bigger than the Ronald Reagan tax cut. He wants that. I want a strong military. He wants that. He doesn't want wars, although I may be a little bit even more so in that not wanting wars. We have wars in places that nobody ever heard of before, and we're losing. You know, you talk about blood and wealth. We lose so stupidly. And a lot of the things that he wanted, I wanted. And
oh yeah, he'll definitely gain some. And yeah, he'll gain some. But just generally speaking, like when it's like, oh, he has 25% of the Latino, like, you know, like he's not going to end up getting that much. He'll gain it for sure. But again, that really just highlights the Biden campaign's main issue. It's however many people end up sitting at home, which is both of their problems, really, because neither of these, I mean, bro, both of these men are very unpopular. Like, you know, we talk about Donald Trump and we talk about Biden. I mean, mostly we talk about Trump because he's just so, you know, there's just so much going on. But, you know, like at the end of the day, Donald Trump isn't beloved by the country. So it's just, I don't know, maybe the most unpopular presidential race in modern times. But we'll have to see, because at the end of the day, the last race, what was it? More people voted than ever before, right? I think in the last election or something like that. Um, so it's hard to say if it's this one or Hillary Clinton versus Trump in 2016. But either way, neither one of these dudes are well liked by people in the grand scheme of things. But but yeah, it's definitely a depressing situation we're in. But we gotta keep the fight alive. We gotta do what we gotta do. All right, let's see what's up with this. You said I had the same fascism, but with Riz. Okay. Nah, we don't need to do that one. We gonna save the Candace Owens one for because we got Candace Owens slut shaming Ariana Grande. We gonna save that one in a minute. Supreme Court immigration. Supreme Court says Biden administration can remove razor wire that Texas installed along border. The Supreme Court on Monday allowed federal immigration agents, where is this? My bad, let me get this off. allowed federal immigration agents to remove the razor wire that Texas state officials have set up along some sections of the U.S.-Mexico border to try to discourage migrants from crossing into the country unlawfully. A lower court ruling last year had barred the federal government from removing the razor wire that that National Guard soldiers deployed by Governor Greg Abbott assembled on the banks of the Rio Grande near the Texas border town of Eagle Pass, a busy sector for illegal crossings. But in a 5-4 vote, the Supreme Court suspended that lower court ruling at the request of the Biden administration, which has argued the razor wire obstructs Border Patrol's ability to process migrants who are already on American soil and to help those who may be in distress. Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Amy Coney Barrett sided with the John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett. John Roberts isn't surprising with that. Sided with the court's three liberals, Alina Kagan, Sonia Sotomayor, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, in voting to lift the lower court's injunction. Justices Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch, and Brett Kavanaugh would have allowed it to remain in place. All the dudes. Man. Federal law requires Border Patrol to process migrants who enter the U.S. illegally to determine whether they should be deported, transferred to another federal agency, sent to a long-term immigration detention center, or released pending a review of their asylum claims. Oh, that barbed wire up there. Well, that's definitely good news that they can take that down because, we don't need to, cut and maim people for trying to come over here. I don't think that's really necessary. It's pretty harsh. It's pretty cruel. And I don't think that's something that we should be doing. Yeah, nah, yeah, I agree. I agree. They definitely should bring that up. And following that 100%. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Because again, that's that's just, and two, it's an expensive, it's not just cruel, it's expensive because now, whatever injuries those people sustained, now they have to be taken care of medically, or maybe they'll bleed out. And then what are you going to do with their bodies? It's just stupid. It's cruel. It's unnecessary. It's stupid. And it's wrong. All right. Now let's get to reproductive rights. First, we'll start with this video. Then we'll get to something that the Biden administration has announced for reproductive rights protection. Then we'll get to a Biden ad that was just put out in reference to reproductive protection, which for the Democrats as a whole is definitely a winning message, especially when you're talking about down ballot elections, other seats, House, whatever it is. And it will continue to be a winning position. But stuff like that is definitely more effective than putting out ads where it's like Trump's bumbling and mumbling his words on stage, because Biden has always bumbled and mumbled his words on stage. That's a very that really is only going to appeal to very liberal, well-to-do liberals who ain't gonna vote for Trump anyway. So we'll see what how the commercial was. But again, that's going to continue to be a winning issue for Democrats, especially in House races and state and local elections. We're seeing more and more. Women, everyday working women who otherwise never really would have ran for office. We're seeing more and more women run for office because they were personally impacted by Texas's abortion laws, stuff like that. So that's going to continue to be a winning thing because Republicans aren't finished fighting on that issue, even though they know it's a losing issue when it comes to what the majority of the country wants. They're not done fighting it. So it's not something they can just snap their fingers and make disappear. Fox and Friends gets tense after Steve Ducey cites reproductive rights as winning campaign message for Dems.
Lawrence, isn't it interesting that after all these court cases Donald Trump's wrapped up in, and every single case has been brought on by a Democrat, and the Republican Party, the Republicans say, you know what, we might not have voted for Trump before, but we are so tired of the Democrats doing this and our government controlling what happens in our lives, and there's nothing you can do about it if you're a Republican, because it's all controlled by the Democrats. And now the Republican Party is saying we like him even more because what we're seeing happening to him is not fair, and that could happen to any one of us.
Well, I'll tell you this.
It's such a bad, God, it's such a bad argument. You know, to use Donald Trump as someone like, this could happen to, if it can happen to him, it can happen to anybody, considering he's been a fucking lifelong financial criminal. Like, you know, if you go about your whole life committing financial crimes, well, yeah, you could end up in that position. But, you know, most people, like hardly anyone ever, period, will ever be president of the United States. So most people won't even be in a position to like do things like take documents and not give them back for 18 months. You know, if you don't do things like that, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. While the Republicans are trying to figure out who the nominee is going to be here in New Hampshire and elsewhere, you know what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to do this week? They've got a number of events talking about reproductive rights. Because even though we're talking about stuff like right now, ultimately what the Democrats are going to run on closer to November is Dobbs, and how former President Trump was able to get 3 justices on the Supreme Court overturned reproductive rights. Now it's up to each and every state. It's all part of federalism, but it is such an effective tool.
And he's right. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of things that, and again, a democratic issue, that again, this is a winning issue because it's important. This isn't a game. Like, this shit is real. But also, anything that the Biden administration has in its arsenal, this is definitely something that is effective. You know, out of what they do have, this is effective.
Every time the Democrats have run on that, they have won.
It's interesting, Margaret Brennan. Yeah.
And I'll just add this as well, Brian. I think, and we've talked about this on the couch, of the Republicans, Nikki Haley has got the best argument about Dobbs and abortion that we have heard in this
Women
cycle.
liked her response on the debate stage that
Well,
day.
what you
But
said,
a lot of
we're never gonna get
evangelicals
60
did not.
votes. You're never going to get
reasonable.
60 votes.
Yeah, she said she's for
It's irrelevant.
whatever can pass.
Right. And the other thing to keep in mind, reproductive rights, as you know, Steve, is a spin. Freedom. It's pro-abortion. I mean, you're pro-abortion.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the
Yeah. I'm talking about.
It's a spin. You know, people are just dumb. You know, you just throw that riddle out there and it just confuses people and they don't get it.
I'm talking about the way they're spinning it. But you know, that's
the way they spin it.
Going to talk about, but I'm wondering if they need a plan B at this point when you see the Middle East on fire, the border broken in every shape of the word, inflation, as well as the northern border.
Republican, well, again, the Trump administration can't win on anything to do with what's happening in the Middle East in terms of getting new voters. You know, because like Republicans, they are fully behind Israel, but in terms of him pulling like disaffected voters from the Biden administration aren't going to be like, I think Trump will do better. Those are more people who would stay at home. But the economy is what is something that they could talk about. But the problem for that is the economy's better now than it was when Trump was in office. When Trump was in office, millions of people lost their jobs. The country was shut down for a year. I mean, the tax cut that he passed, the breaks for basically non-rich people, those are getting ready to expire. The sunset provisions are getting ready to hit. So all they really have is Trump's a victim. The 2020 election was stolen from him, and it was stolen from you. Like that's really all they have, because what the fuck else are they gonna talk about? Like, be serious. Like, what else are they really gonna say? Come on. I mean, you even have people, and again, we know that the real economy is suffering, but you even have people on Fox News who are like, hey, stock market's hot, the stock market highs, things are going really well. So all they have is, I am your retribution. That's all they have. They may win with it, but that's all they got. That's all they got. All right, so let's see. Biden administration announces new steps to protect contraceptives, abortion medication on Roe anniversary. It's delayed. Okay, let's see. I don't want to watch that. Just read it. The Biden administration announced new steps today to expand access to contraception, abortion medication, and emergency abortion care at hospitals on what would have been the 51st anniversary of Roe v. Wade. Bro, the right wing in this country spent decades trying to reverse Roe, and then they're just losing for it politically. Like this is one of the things we talked about. It. You should have kept it a dream. You should have kept the carrot on the stick for this one. It should have been something that you kept chasing but never quite got to. Because this is just, I mean, this is just one of the biggest problems for the Republican Party. I mean, it just is. It's the latest attempt by the federal government to preserve abortion access and protect reproductive health care since the Supreme Court's decision in June of 2022 to end federal protections for abortion rights. The initiatives are expected to be announced at a meeting President Joe Biden is holding Monday afternoon with his task force for reproductive health care access, during which physicians who practice in states where abortion was restricted following the overturning of Roe will discuss their personal experiences. To strengthen contraception access, the administration said it will implement several measures, including federal agencies issuing new guidance to clarify standards and make sure Food and Drug Administration approved contraceptive medications are available for free under the Affordable Care Act. Speaking of the Affordable Care Act, that's something Trump said, I'm going to replace it. You said that last time. I mean, bro, no, Donald Trump's whole entire campaign is going to be, I won in 2020. All of these cases against me are a fraud. I'm a victim. That's going to be the whole thing. And every once in a while, he may say stuff like, we're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. But again, the main thing on his mind is, I don't want to be in prison. He doesn't want to be in prison. That's so, oh my God, this is going to be the most obnoxious election ever. It's already the most obnoxious election ever. And it's really is barely started yet. Xavier Becerra, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, issued a letter Monday to various insurers, including private companies, state Medicaid plans, Medicare plans, and the Children's Health Insurance Program, reminding them of their obligations to cover contraceptives for those on their plans. Quote, as a reminder, plans and issuers subject to the requirement to cover preventative services must provide the full range of FDA approved, cleared, or granted contraceptives. Okay. Okay, so basically they're working with insurance companies and providers to make sure the contraceptive pills are accessible, which is important, but that's basically essentially what this is. The administration's new initiative will also include distributing resources about rights for patients and materials for healthcare providers about complying with federal requirements. The Supreme Court is also expected to review a lower court's decision to restrict nationwide access to mifepristone, one of two abortion pills which was approved by the FDA in 2000. Okay, they're moving to defend access to, okay, again, so this is all about defending access to the contraceptives. And now let's see. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. All right, let's see. Speaking of that, and again, we'll watch this ad in a sec, but apparently Biden administration put out an ad with this. And yeah, out of what they have in their arsenal, protecting abortion rights absolutely is something that will help them. But stuff like, oh, Donald Trump's look at him bumbling his words on stage. What is he talking about? He's crazy. Like, that's Okay, like, we've been watching him be all of these things for longer than I've been alive. You feel me? Like Donald Trump's been in public life for a very long time. But let's just watch the ad. Let's just go ahead and watch the ad and see what it looks like. See how it is. Here we go.
I'm an OBGYN in Texas and a mother of 3 wonderful children. Having this beautiful, messy, chaotic, but wonderful family, it's the joy of my life. I never thought that I would need an abortion for a planned pregnancy, but I did. 2 years ago, I became pregnant with a baby I desperately wanted. At a routine ultrasound, I learned that the fetus would have a fatal condition and that there was absolutely no chance of survival. In Texas, you are forced to carry that pregnancy, and that is because of Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade. The choice was completely taken away. I was to continue my pregnancy, putting my life at risk. It's every woman's worst nightmare, and it was absolutely unbearable. We need leaders that will protect our rights and not take them away. And that's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Yeah, stuff like that is impactful. Short, sweet, to the point, things like that. But again, like we're still so early in it. But like ads going at like, oh, Trump's a lunatic. Like, oh yeah, okay, bro. Like we know. And that's some of what people who like him like about him. That's some of what they like about him most. But yeah, it's and again, it's real. Like this shit's actually happening to people. And it's true to say, well, Donald Trump, he takes credit for it, and he's the reason. He put those people on the bench, and look what happened. Let's see. Shit, I mean, I don't, at this point, I mean, Biden, other than protecting like access to contraceptives, like there's really not that much. This is more of a decades long issue of more that could have been done to protect abortion rights and abortion access. Like what previous administrations, what previous bodies of Congress could have done in foresight, knowing that this was something that the right wing in this country was very adamant about making a reality. So, like it really has to be looked at more from a bird's eye view. Because at this point, other than, I mean, unless something else goes to the Supreme Court, red states, as long as they have people in the office who want to keep pushing these 6-week bans, we got to replace these people. That's really it. And that's the damage of what the Supreme Court did. You feel me? Like these people are crazy, man. Oh, yeah. Hold on, what we got? But yeah, nah, we on to Candace Owens. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just like I just think that this is the reversal of Roe v. Wade was such a long time coming. Like it's just like it's kind of like, I mean, what do like Biden could have did more, but like it's a bigger issue than whatever Biden did. Like the whole Democratic establishment could have done more. My whole life, the pro-life movement been blazing since before I could even remember anything, since they've been around. Like they could have been did shit. They could have done so much more. So, and I think that's also a strong position for progressives too, in terms of like future elections, whether it be federal elections or state and local elections, like to bring that up, you know what I'm saying? To acknowledge to acknowledge the fact that establishment and the centrist Democrats, their approach really helped to get us in this situation. So that's a strong position to take in terms of to distinguish between the two. It's like, look, I'm really going to do more to protect. I'm really going to do more than anybody who was in this class of Democrats. So I think that's something that we definitely should keep in mind. Now, back to Candace Owens. Candace Owens says homewrecker Ariana Grande has random hoe disorder, and I mean, again, she's somebody that you really can't even get real mad at because she does this shit on purpose. But I mean, if she doesn't make stuff like this, people won't watch her. You feel me? Like Candace Owens can't do some 180 and start making sense. Like if she started making a lot of sense, like she may get some headlines for it, but ultimately her base would just leave her. So let's hear what she has to say.
I've been fascinated by hoes.
I'm fascinated by hoes. She said, I've been fascinated by hoes. See, look, you know what? It's been a bit of a drag, just because, it's a startup and everything. But this year, we're going to get our merch popping. We're going to get the merch popping. And the first shirt that we may release may be just a black shirt with white letters that says, everybody loves hoes. Because this is proof. What did Candace Owens say? I'm fascinated by hoes. I can't stop thinking about these hoes because everybody loves hoes. Admit it. You can't hide it. Don't be ashamed of it. Even Candace Owens.
The hoe apocalypse that we are facing.
The hoe apocalypse.
It's amazing to follow these women and the way that they think. And chief among them right now is Ariana Grande. He has been proud of being a homewrecker really throughout her entire career. You got a boyfriend, you got a husband, Ariana Grande is going to go after them. And then, I don't care you when everything happens and the dust settles. She does not care about.
Who cares? Ariana Grande is one person. And we got whatever she did, who, and then the home wrecker thing, it takes two to tango. So whatever she did to wreck a home, the guys got to take at least half of the responsibility for that. You feel me? Because they chose to let her wreck the home. They wrecked the home themselves. Whatever it is, relationships are complicated. You can't always look at things like, oh, she just came along and that's all it was. You never know, man. Like for instance, like when people be together since high school, if a couple, we've been together for 15 years and now y'all was kids when it's complicated, Candace. I think you're just jealous and you're boring.
About ruining your relationship. She was working on Wicked and she had this really unfortunate looking guy that was playing a part. I don't even know what it was. As a munchkin, who cares, right? But he was married. And he was married to his high school sweetheart. Her name is Lily J. And they had just had their first child after being together for almost a decade. But that, of course, didn't stop Ariana Grande. Why didn't it stop?
That didn't stop her from going in and destroying. What about him? And again, I'm not even being I'm not even being on no corny shit right now. It's just Candace, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Ariana Grande, because that actually excites her. I actually think that she suffers from some random hoe disorder where she actually likes it when a man is taken. She didn't care that he was ugly, nothing. She just said,
Damn, she didn't care that he was ugly. She got random hoe disorder. Damn, damn. She said she got random hoe disorder. She don't care that he was ugly. She don't care that he was married. Don't care that he had a baby on the way. I don't care. And you just acknowledge, you said he's unfortunate looking. So, I mean, oh God, Candace, you are miserable. Oh, you're so boring and so uninteresting. God. Oh, no, thank you.
I want to break up this family. And Lily J actually, or via her friends, announced that Ariana Grande actually held their baby. So I want you to think about the level of hoe you need to be at to hold somebody's brand new baby that came out.
Bruh, she is the level of hoe you need to, bro. She sounds like, bro, She sounds worse than these red pill dudes. She is going crazy.
And like, oh my God, he's so cute. And now I'm going to take the father. She did that. She actually did that. She now has come out with
So obvious. So obvious. Like, Candace, you're mad at people who seem to have thrills in their life of any kind.
a song that basically celebrates her home wrecking capabilities. She's just like, and I don't care. Yeah, the song is entitled Yes, and I'll give you guys a full sentence. She means, yes, I took your husband. I took the
And again, like she talking about this like there's some type of epidemic, like watch out because the next thing you know, Ariana Grande is gonna come take your husband. Like she's just one person. She can't take everybody, man.
father
She might take your man, but she can't take everybody, man.
of your children. And so what?
So what? And so what? We're in the middle of a hoapocalypse. She said, I'm fascinated by hoes. Man, what does that say? It says everything. Oh, I wish I could be like her. Oh my God. She's so hot. She embraces herself. I wish I could do that. Yo. Yes, indeed. She's quite envious. But hey, that's Candace Owens. That's what Candace Owens does. But now look, we had a quite an I'll say we had a good Monday stream. This is a very good Monday stream. The beginning of the week. It's already dark outside. It's cold outside. But we're gonna keep it hot. That doesn't mean that we have to let the elements defeat us. You know what I'm saying? So I'll definitely be back tomorrow. I'll get some of these clips up. And I appreciate everybody for everything. Things are going well. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with work, but that's a good problem to have because things are going good. So now, again, that was important. The hoapocalypse, which is, I love the hoapocalypse. And again, everybody loves hoes, including Candace Owens. That is what we learned at the end of this. So y'all have a fantastic evening, and I will